Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. This is a day. What more do you want? Welcome along. We're up and running. We're back. And I'm not ill like I was previously on the last one. Go over that. I heal like Wolverine, just slower. So still pretty sexy, I think we can all agree. Well, welcome along to the show where I go through some news and talk about some stuff in the news. I'm Stephen Allen. You can get involved on the chat. Go to youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen, which is probably where you are. And the chit chat's up here. Let's see what we've got going on. Wagwan. We start off with Joodles was first in saying morning. Proper memes who gave us today's thumbnail. I mean, it is sexy, isn't it? I'd like to point out I've got wider shoulders than Burnham. I'm not having that. Although I am wearing blue in that one. Thrid, says Squirrel. Can you say that these days? Can you say that? I'm playing all of the right notes. Nice thumbnail, says Joodles. Because of the blue, is it? There's the chat about the chat that basically ends up talking about Kermit's niche. Oh, I said I wasn't feeling sick to this today. Oh, I might be now. Ems is here saying hello. Proper memes, I've done that one. Non-Stick Nick saying greeting all. I think we're up to date. If anyone's been missed, we will catch you soon. Get some chat going on in the chat. What I should do as well, I watched back some of the last episode. I tried to find a clip from it. It's been difficult. Seb's here as well. Hi, Seb. Just want to say you're looking very handsome today. You got a warm smile. Well, it is 32 degrees outside. But thank you. I'll take it. I'll put you right off, though, because I noticed in the show last week, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. It wasn't last week. It was 2 days ago. Short sleeve shirt after I got back from holiday. And I didn't notice that every so often that old scab keeps being shown. That myxomatosis of the elbow. And I realised I should probably tell you why I've got the pox. It's a friction burn. But what happened was, so previously, went on holiday last week, we took the kids to a soft play area. Soft play? And I walk away with... Because what happened was, there was this really big slide, two big slides next to an even bigger slide that ends up in a ball pit. And I wasn't paying attention because the missus was looking after the kids. I was getting some drinks. So I come back and the two kids were somehow, and I don't think they'd gone down the slide. Now I realise I think they'd gone up the steps, reversed into the slide. But it was behind mesh, whatever. You can't get to it. It's like in the Blues Brothers when they're doing country and western. They put the mesh up in case you're throwing bottles. I don't know why they do it. The point is they had the mesh there. So the kids were behind this mesh, can't reach them. In a ball pit, but the ball pit was the place that you land when you come down the massive slide. And it was too deep for our 2-year-old. And the next thing I know, my missus is going, oh, come and help. And the little 2-year-old was like, I can't get up. She was struggling. She was being buried by the balls. Not in the way most people in the comment sections envisage that, I imagine. So I kicked into, protective parent mode. And what I should have done is run the same way the kids got it. I guess they just went up some steps or whatever and into the ball pit thing behind the mesh. But I didn't clock that. I didn't know there was an entry that way. So I immediately thought the quickest way of getting into the ball pit was to dart up the stairs and slide down. It clearly, from everyone else's point of view, it did not look like I was solving a crisis. It just like this fat git's having some fun. Whee! But there was no wee about it because I'm not necessarily great at falling from heights and stuff. So I got to the top of the stairs, looked down, and there was like an 8-foot drop before it stops being a sheer drop. But, and I'd love to say, what happens in the father brain is you think, I must save my children. But what happens in the father brain is, I can't chicken out now. This would be so embarrassing. I can't slowly walk back down the steps while my kid can't get out of the ball pit. So I had to jump and just all the way down on the elbow as I tried to slow myself down. And I made it worse when I turned up. I got out of the ball pit. A ball pit splash is what because I'm a big lad and I'm out of shape. So anyway, that's what's happening with that. That's it itches constantly, but never mind. What's happening there? A proper meme says, I love my niche and nephews. Nice. Narrator, it's a carpet burn. Well, there was no carpet. I don't think you carpet a slide, do you? Do you carpet your slide, proper memes? It's a cigar burn. His Uncle Roger is abusing him. That sentence could have been the right words. You're saying all of the right words. Not necessarily in the right order. Protective parent mode. Great band. Also, my what 3 words at that moment. I wish the thought that went through my head was, I must do this to save my offspring. But it was literally, I can't back out now. I've just run up here. What happens in the ball pit stays in the ball pit. Well, until I get in there. All the way down. A big lad like Steve needs ballroom. Hey, they're eating the dogs. I need to warm up for that one. It's a carpet bagger burn. Votan. I'm not sure if that is that better or worse. I don't know. Sorry, I should be using over here cam to be reading. Read them. I don't know why I've just done. Just went over there. I know we read them all. Let's go back over here. So you're up to date with the various injuries happening on Steve, and also I've not thrown up in a few days, so I can have a drink today. This is going to be a cola. I'm not going to do a full caffeine. We'll play the jingles later. Should we get started into looking at today's news? I believe I've got some jingles for it. Let's start with this. Front pages. I keep forgetting that I'm the one who has to say that. I really should pre-record it. Boom. Front pages. We start with The Times. This woman at the top, I'm going braless in the heat wave. I mean, so am I. But I'm not in the front of newspapers about it, so good luck to her. She's not putting me off the idea of heat waves. You know what I mean? Now would have been the time that I could have thought climate change is we've got to be worried about this. Front page of The Guardian today is all going on like, this is the new normal. All right. Fair enough. No, I mean, look, if it were, this is the new normal and we're all going to struggle in the heat and the number of people who die in the heat, blah, 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 blah. But the front page of The Times is very much, that's the new normal. Release the puppies of war. What? And there's the Times version of what they, lady. This will be the theme in today's show. There's lots in the tabloids of hot weather. Let's take a look at a woman. Can I take a picture of you? I work for the Times. Do you really? I do. We've just done a feature on someone going braless. Can I take a picture of you? Journalists at this time of year, photographers rather. Whoa, you bunch of dirty old gits. Before we get into that story, proper memes have got a good one. It says, Trump's Steve's Trump. Yep. I'll count them up later. Steve must have looked like Boba Fett trying not to be dragged into the... Yes. I was... That noise of man's elbow versus sheer drop. Well, this temp has happened once in 50 years. It seems a bit soon to be making assumptions about it being the new normal. Shh! Don't make her put a bra back on, man. Good God. We've waited long enough for this. Pants, says Proper Memes, have a methane footprint, mind you. What are we talking about? Oh, that's because earlier he said, what's the carbon footprint of bras? It's a good question. I will Google it. I'll look into it. Steve, I replied to that X post. I'll check that in a bit. I've got some X loaded in. We can see some of that. That story that we had in the Times over here. The office water cooler used to be where gossip was exchanged. No, we had that phrase, the office water cooler moment. We used it back when I worked in radio. But at this era, I was kind of on GWR in Wiltshire. And it was always like, you've got to do something on breakfast that'll get that office water cooler moment. People have got bottles. Not taps. Office. We're not America. Stop doing that. But we're now pretending that people used to chat over the office water cooler. You go to the canteen, make tea. We're not America. What is wrong? Now, a study has found that nearly 1 in 5 office workers regularly go all day without speaking to anyone face to face. Oh, I tell you what, I could go back into the office work. Oh. More than half use email or messaging services to communicate with people in the same room. Of course you do. Of course. Why would you not? It's so much easier. Ting, send. Because you don't have to all the small talk. email, subject, what you want to do, regards, and even that, I'm a bit like, I really should have this as a macro setup. Why do I have to type this every time? I'm wasting my damn time. But I do it because I don't mind doing pleasantries. But the pleasantries involved in talking to people. Oh. The findings suggest that although workers have largely returned to offices since COVID, many of the habits formed during the pandemic have remained, apart from the handshake thing. I thought the pandemic was going to get rid of that dirty-ass thing that you do. But now we're back doing it, have you noticed? You have to get stuck in. You don't have to lick your hand. You don't have to not lick your hand. I don't know. No, good. I'm in favour. Also, can we appreciate how high quality I found the front pages today? Maybe you don't appreciate that. The bin men are outside, says Joodles. He's definitely wetter on the outside, poor lad. I mean, do I need to read something here? Methane fart print, says Non-Stick Nick. I suppose you're right, it wouldn't be a footprint. It would be a skid mark. It's a methane skid mark, isn't it? The Hi-Ho Kermit says, you do have to not lick your hand, Steve. Oh, actually, that would make it better. Little wind, says Vortan. Solar shutdown. Not enough rational Rational generation. Rotational generation. Sorry. I mean, I know I'm not very good at reading anyway, but I realise it is slightly harder because that's where I put my big key light. So I'm staring. This is like I'm dying on a hospital bed. So credit where it's due. Let's bring that up. Hi. We will get a cascade failure like Spain had. An inverter failed. A frequency drop, not the frequency drop. Oh, Christ. I'm trying to keep a three-phase thing going here. This camera's not working. I'm trying to get a three-phase input going. Oof. The grid will shut down. I don't understand why they had a problem in Spain, because they all go to sleep in the afternoon, don't they? They could just focus on that. Front page of... Let's get this one. Front page of The Daily Telegraph. Picture of the... It's too high quality now, isn't it? I have to zoom it out a bit. Oof. That's brought up the wrong thing. Oh, look at that. Oof. Ooh. The front page, I'm enjoying this part of the show more than everyone else. The king there, doing that. Don't blame him. He has someone holding his fan for him. That's the story. But it does make me realise we've not really moved on as a society as much as we think we have. Because it wouldn't have been that long, a couple of 100 years ago, people were holding things for the king. There'd be some jester dicking around thinking he's funny. And people are still doing that these days. And then someone would have been in charge of holding the fan for the king, and we've still got it. But I feel sorry for him, because, look, he won't end up in the tower if he gets it wrong. But you know what this guy's like when a pen doesn't work. Imagine what he must be like in the hot weather. His big hands. Just do that, mate. Yeah. Well, it shrunk down. Oh, that's good. Hang on. Meghan Trainor did tell us it's all about the bass. The frequency drops are not all bad. That's true. The frequency drop is a massive rave band of the 90s, probably means. Someone called Kenneth quick. Yeah, like that. Don't add that to the spreadsheet. What I got on the front page? Burnham calls on Miliband. We've got some Miliband news coming up inside the papers, but I will say this. Look at this story. Homeowners... God, it's too zoomed. It's too high quality. I'm not even showing you the damn thing. It's too high quality. Oh, no, we'll stick with it. Homeowners are being forced to tear out air conditioning from their private properties under climate laws despite rising temperatures. Meanwhile, his git's got this dick doing this with the fan. Right, back to this. Right. This is Camden Council, I believe. They've got this hierarchy of cooling, which means passive cooling has to be done before active cooling, which means opening windows or using fans. Is fan passive? It is for the king. It sits there doing while someone's wafting him. But or waft, depends where you're born, doesn't it? This is ridiculous. It's a time when we've got all this hot temperatures and people are saying this is going to be the new normal. No, people die every year. That woman's not put a bra on for weeks. That's how hot it is. Her puppies are absolutely loose. She's going to get a call from the kennels. What can we do? Air conditioning. No, you're not allowed the one solution to this problem. What? I honestly think it's to make sure that we don't find an easy solution. That it's basically, no, you must suffer. If you don't sweat so much that suddenly you decide it's not worth that woman taking a bra off, that we must cry about carbon all the time. Like, if we could just have the air conditioning, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. You get enough nuclear, bit of solar, your rotational spin, it's up to you, isn't it? But enough solar and enough, because that'll be the future, with enough base load of nuclear, you could have air conditioning all over the place. It's not going to make that much difference, is it? It would be carbon zero if you stopped using carbon to fuel the damn thing. Exactly the same point of view I had on underfloor heating. You can read about that on my substack.com/@MrStephenAllen. I think I made some bloody good points, actually. But so they said there were some homes where they thought there's absolutely no reason for them to have it. If you've got a hierarchy of cooling, right, where you have to try and open your windows, and if that doesn't work, it won't work when it's hotter outside. And then you can try a fan. And I know there are those people who say, oh, there's no point using the fans, they just blow hot air around. They don't understand how sweating works. But that's all right. Not everyone thoroughly understands the latent heat capacity of evaporation. And that's their own dumb fault. But fans work. Of course they work. Otherwise, this royal git wouldn't be having this poor chap walking around. Is my impression of the fan. It's not even the king impression for once. So fans do work, but they only work so much. And then if you're still hot, that's when they turn on the air conditioning. But the planning people have said, no, you don't need it. How do you know? You could still stick to the hierarchy. I'm getting hot under the collar. Although I'm not, because it's 21 degrees in here. Hey, let's see what's going on the front pages of... Oh, yeah. Oh, the Daily Express. You better turn your aircon on, because it's going to get some people hot under the collar, under the coffers. What? Daily Express, don't target crucial pension triple lock, says the Daily Express, which, as I have pointed out, most front pages are about keeping old people alive. They spent a full year saying... Take some statins, you old git, just to try and keep their readers alive. Then there was another one recently, and this is it. The pensioners, give them some money, because they might stay alive longer and spend it on the Daily Express. They're the only people who read the Daily Express. By the way, do get rid of the triple lock, but it doesn't mean get rid of pensions. Let's have a double lock. Because the triple lock is only really dumb because of that third part. You can keep up with wage inflation, you can keep up with inflation. Wage growth, otherwise I'm repeating inflation. Just a minute. You don't need that baked in 2.5%. Because if the rest of society doesn't get 2.5%, you don't need it. You literally will not be worse off if it was a double lock. Yep. You're up to date. Hang on. Let's move on to this one. We're talking about the water. Now, I put this one in. I wasn't going to do it because it's a bit dull, but failing water firms face state control under Burnham's plans for power. Meanwhile, I noticed down here, Thames Water may offer customers shares. Good. You should try offering them water. Be even better. I'm in favour of this. Privatisation is neither all good nor all bad. You definitely needed to privatise phone companies. You definitely did not need to privatise the giving of water. That's the thing a state could do, having the pipes running, especially now we know what it's like in the private sector. Meanwhile, what's the other thing I was going to say about this? Oh, yeah, the hosepipe ban's in. Yeah, is it down in Kent? The people down in Kent, good luck to you. You got hosepipe bans already. Of course you have. Because when they can't do their job of providing you water, you have to suffer without. I mean, I don't use a hosepipe a lot. I think they only mean don't use the hosepipe with water. You can still, beat your animals, whatever you do with a hosepipe, but you can't use them to water the plants. I don't water plants anyway, but I want to be the one choosing to let that garden die because I don't care. Not the water companies. Back on this, what we've got going on here. Non-Stick Nick says, if you don't have a partner to waft cool air over you, can I suggest logging on to Lonely Fans? You. Nice. Thirsty. ASMR. Oh, that's actually not bad. Turns out I don't mind a cola. After listening, oh dear, is there a complaint coming through? Says Votan. To It's All About the Bass with some pupils. What? I asked if they knew what all the right junk in all the right places meant. They sniggered. I didn't know it was rude. And now you're on a register. Which is weird because the pupils are normally on a register. So at least you've got that in common. Don't have too much in common with your pupils. That feels like I'm helping you out there. Proper Meme says Southwest Water CEO got 230 £. It can't be a £230 bonus, can it? I'm presuming you missed 1,000. Because I tell you what, if he got 230 quid bonus, it's still too much. But I probably wouldn't complain. Despite poisoning 500 people. So that's roughly £2 a person. Yeah. Dumbing sewage. And it's already pretty dumb. There is a chance I'm reading this wrong because I'm staring into the light like I'm a dying person in hospital. In sea and rivers and putting up prices 50% over 5 years. Flipping. Didn't we do something about people with blue badges being able to still use hosepipes? We might have done. Did I do a joke about beating your dog or something? That's normally what I do when we talk about hosepipes. I think it was Brit. She'd been beating her dog. Therefore, blue badgers people can become gardeners or something. Yes, yeah, you're right about that. And it'd be great because they've got all the stuff in the back of the van and they can park right outside yours. All right. M says Brit told us. All right, we'll go and watch her show. Right. Let's crack on with the front pages. I think one more. Oh, they jinx it's all over. Just because we jinx it's all over. Do you remember previously on the show, we talked about some witch doctor was jinxing Harry... it's football, in it. Hang on. No, I made the jingle. We might as well flip into it.
World Cup 2026. Soccer? I hardly knew her.
Football. But I'm more interested in witch doctors, which I'm really not interested in witch doctors. So it shows you where football stands in my world. And he jinxed Harry Kane or something, and they lost, did they? So, or drew. And now he's lifted the curse. And he reckons he did it. This is so easy to be one of these absolute charlatans. Why am I trying to make an actual living, trying to do actual content online, when I should just be cold reading people and just pretending? Uri Gellering the backside out of this. Oh, do you know what? It was me and my voodoo that did Nancy Kerrigan's knees. Yeah, cleared the other woman's records. I tell you who I wanted to win that ice rink thing. I remotely did her knees with me brain. That's how easy it is. Bunch of videos. Although I don't know why we're not talking about Millie Alcock. Just saying that to get the show demonetized. Off to a flyer. I've been enjoying some of the coverage online. It seems that she's done that classic thing of making a film and then somehow deciding to absolutely hate on the core target audience of it. I don't know. I'll still watch it. I'll still enjoy it, even if it's guff. But there we go. Supergirl, in case you didn't know. Right, where do we get to? Are the blue badgers shaped like a water drop? No, but that's a good idea, isn't it? Votan says, I have all the right junk in all the wrong places. Continuing the Morecambe and Wise theme. I have all the right junk in all of the wrong places. I'll give you that. Go and watch the show. Yeah, I've had my caffeine now. Hi Ho Kermit says, I'm drinking mango iced tea by Typhoo, which is better with ice. Without ice, it tastes like stewed tea. Oh, who invented this cold tea rubbish? Someone who let a tea go cold and was like, oh no, it's the new invention. So much of this is absolute. The world is made up of BS, isn't it? Cursed Cain and Abel to score. Yes, that's going further back than this, isn't it? I seem to remember. The Charlatans were a good band. Ding 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 ding. The camera doesn't switch on. Oh no, it does. Not when you just go. It's on today, by the way, in case we need it. That's the voodoo that you do so well, Steve. Why, thank you. Like those drinking fountains in that there London. What are we talking about? My wife has a blue badge. It's useful for parking in the disabled space near to Greg's and Burger King. I think I know what the disability is. Right. Shall we crack on with Inside the Newspapers? Let's get inside the news. Ding, 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 ding. I just realised something. Hang on. For a minute there, I thought you could see my legs. I'm glad you can't. Hang on. These shorts are short shorts today. I'm just popping some blue roll on my legs, just in case you can see it. No, it's not an adult show, is it? Oh, it is an adult show. Not for kids. There we go. Safe. So it looks like Sydney Sweeney's not the only one who wears blue roll. It's a fashion choice. So inside the newspapers, so let's do some Andy Burnham news. We've deleted the Starmageddon jingles. I'll move number 10 to Manchester. Burnham planning a number 10 in the north. By the way, there are already number 10s in the north. There are number 10s on every street. On most streets. You might find, look, don't prove me wrong. Don't be a dick. Don't come at me with, oh, actually, Steve, number 10 on our street, it's got a house name. There are number 10s everywhere. And what's going on here is you don't have to travel as far. This is thoroughly being branded as making a powerhouse in the north and the north-south divide and bringing equality and levelling up and levelling down and levelling out and maybe even levelling in. This, you don't want to travel as far, does he? They want to have an office near to where he lives. Yeah. I mean, fair enough. Brilliant. Why not? I don't give two flips. I don't go to number 10, so I'm not going to go to the other number 10. But this will be exactly what happened with the BBC. Because of the London centricity, they fixed it by having Salford centricity, where everyone from London got on a train to go up to Salford. And it benefited Virgin Trains. Meanwhile, Andy Burnham will have a number 10 in Manchester. Virgin Trains must be laughing all the way to the bank. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like what this nation needs is some sort of fast, high-speed rail service that goes from London to Manchester. If only someone had thought of that, then this wouldn't be the dumbest idea we've talked about today. But it is. No, it is. Definitely it is. Let's have a look. It was the... Hi-ho Kermit says, it was the Americans trying to find a use for all that tea they dumped in the cold. If they had thrown some milk in there and a couple of biscuits, we could have stayed on track. Modesty roll, thank you. I don't need to be showing off me. Yes, Daisy Dukes, as Squirrel says. He doesn't want us to see the other cigar burn. Straight down there. If I go too much to Greg's and Burger King, could I get a blue badge? You get a blue something, proper memes. It's more of a blood flow issue. If I was PM, proper memes you are, I've moved to number 10 to number 2, where it belongs. Nice. Number 10 down our street. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, our house in the middle of our street. No, it's not a Friday, is it? Move it to Middlesbrough. Why? Put it in prison? Give him a chance. Do you want him to smuggle in things? Of course you do want him to smuggle in things. Meanwhile, before we move away from politics news, record houses bullying. Investigations into bullying and sexual misconduct in Parliament rose to record levels last year. I'm bringing you that because, isn't it surprising? Because Boris Johnson's not in there anymore. Yeah. It's a little amuse-bouche of factory, isn't it? Like, oh, wouldn't you have thought? This is like finding out that the borrowing rate is now higher than it was during the Liz Truss thing. Isn't it weird? You wouldn't have thought that. You're up to date. Now we're inside the papers. We've got to go back to the World Cup, Guff.
World Cup 2026. Soccer? I hardly knew her.
Me blue roll slipped. Sorry. I'll tuck it in. You know what kind of coverage is happening in the newspapers and the tabloids? Hello, can I take a picture of you? Can I take a picture of you in your bikinis for football? So this is in Mexico. I will give you the story. A rebel army of Mexicans want the Three Lions to win the World Cup thanks to a bunch of Cornish miners. A comedy movie Mike Batter, England manager. Huh? C.F. Pakua? Is chew an Anglo thing? Pakua? I don't know. Sells pasties as a tribute to the workers who introduced the game to the nation. Do I care? No, none of them are selling pasties there, are they? They ain't Greg's. That's how I'd use my blue badge to partner. So there you go. These women flying the flag on a roundabout. You don't get them flying the flags. Obviously, don't know how short this one is. I think she's clearly wouldn't fly a flag very high. If she put a flag up, that is a genuine health and safety nightmare. I wouldn't let her go near a lamppost, but the rest of them seem normal height. Just these Daily Star photographers. Hello. I'll take a picture of you in your bikini. But he's not even doing this just to random people who know who the Daily Star is down on Brighton Beach. This is over in Mexico. They've got no clue. Hey, mister, what's the Daily Star? Well, it's a newspaper. I want to take a picture in your bikini for the newspaper. Hey, gringo, why you not have a press pass? I don't even have a camera. Hey, mister. I'm enjoying this more than I should. Hey. Stop taking picture of boobs. Hang on. Proper Meme says they're called empanadas. No, they're boobs, aren't they? I think I was right on that one. Pachu. Bless you. Milk and tea sounds disgusting, says Pixie Dust. Wow. Then I'm going to rock your flipping world. You wait till you find out what they've done with salt and caramel. You don't think it's going to work. But you put them together. Bippity boppity, it's like Ant and Dec. You don't think they're going to work anymore. Yeah, so there you go. Basically, we're sending the Daily Star, bunch of pervs. Stop taking a picture of boobs. You're up to date. Meanwhile, do you know what they're doing for the coverage of the Scottish part of whatever this football thing is? There you go. Not quite the same, is it? Not quite the same. I mean, there is technically a pair of boobs up there. But, and he says Grand Tartan Army. They've made their own T-shirts, which is more than I've got around to doing on the show. This is the shame. Over here, where's my pen to do some pointing? This is the shame. Because this is the one time when they should have taken pictures of ladies. Hello. Because if it were a lady wearing a traffic cone on her head, we could do the joke about, what do you call a lady with a traffic cone on her head? A lane restriction. Or something. I don't know. You do the jokes. Why do I have to do them all? Steve does Mexican accent, but not Chinese. That was my Chinese accent. As if the World Cup is what's responsible for the increased frequency of creepy guys. Didn't see it. All right. Back in the net. The pic taken before full flag unfurlment. You're right, pervs. Yeah. This is, look, I don't want anything bad to happen to our monarch, but if it did and they had to do all those bikinis at half-mast, he was assuming there was alcohol in that fancy bottle. I'm not getting it. Speaking of Scottish accents, shall we take a second for this tweet? Because if I can go back onto it, I'm going to go back onto the tweets. Oh, we can hear it too much. We're going to write. Plays. Shh, don't play yet. So, this is the SNP MP, whatever her name is, Bird. That's not being like, what? That's the surname. And there's these two clips. And hopefully you can hear them. I think we've used this setup before where you can hear the different. So, there's two clips of her speaking. Clip one, have a listen to this. Spiffing. And then there's, it's going to be an advert. Why has that happened? I have to refresh the damn thing. And then there's this one. It is different, isn't it? Now, some people are saying she's deliberately doing a Scottish accent there. They're right. Of course they are. No, it's good. You can't hear it. And was it not working? I'm going to play those again. Clips. No, you're right. We'll take it all again because I can refresh. Tell me if you can hear this. You get it? Good, now it should be working. It's coming out of track 1 on my audio monitoring plugin. No, you're kidding me. This is how the clips work. Clips. No, I'm doing this. We're going the long way. X and 5 more pages.
Many, many, many generations for the UK government to completely undermine.
Is that working? No, I know we should do this off air, but anyone let me know if that's... I can't hear the difference, says Ems. That accent is unheardable. Yeah, it's a good point. Oh, now it's working. Now we've got it. So that's what I have to do. I have to refresh that. All right. So, all right. Clip 1.
Humanity, make recognition of their state, a state that already exists, a state that has existed.
Tip top. Chin chin. And then this is her also speaking.
I do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles, his heirs and successors, according to the law, so help me God.
Now, as I say, some people are saying that she's faking a Scottish accent there. And, because why would you not? Someone tried to dispute this on Twitter with me earlier, saying that she just grew up with an English parent and a Scottish parent and spent time in both countries. Yeah, but you still have one accent. Just because you can do other accents doesn't mean... Well, I can do a Ronnie Corbett impression, but if I was sworn in doing that, it would be weird. I can do a Gollum, but if I'm in court and they say put your hand on the Bible, I'm like, is it once, is it? Doesn't make any sense. I'm choosing to sound different. Why am I making that choice? And it's obvious. Some people are saying she's choosing to do that voice to try and win over the SNP voters. And again, they're absolutely bang on the money with that. Of course they are. This is nothing other than performative. Although, look, I think we need to have sympathy. That could be a symptom of having a stroke. You don't get those stories of people who have a stroke that wake up with a different accent. Explains why her hand was all weird. And also, it's not the first time we've had this. There have been other cases of people who have had things that have impacted them and they've ended up with a different accent. You must remember this clip from that BBC documentary. Well, it can be quite difficult to talk about, but it all happened earlier this year. Before then, I'd spent most of my life living in England and had a perfectly normal, boring English accent, the one that I use now. But then something happened. I won an election in Scotland, and after that, I started to sound a bit different. Hey, by the way, is that right? Whenever I'd found myself in the company of any voters I wanted to impress, all of a sudden it had come on. People online said I should beware, so I was being ware. Ho-ho-ba! I mean, it comes and goes now, but it can be a problem, yes. I mean, I used to ask if I could go to the toilet, but now I find myself asking, is there somewhere I can do a wee jobby? Cures? Some people said there's only one cure for it, actually. So I've now stood for office in Wales, see? Let's see if that helps, isn't it? So, maybe we shouldn't laugh. Maybe you didn't. You're up to date. Let's see what's going on in the thing. She's been seeing that voice coach Starmer had during lockdown. No, her voice is different. She doesn't look like she's had lots of sex. Hang on, can you say that about Starmer? He's leaving. Can you do it now? Let's have a look. Well done, thank you. I did same voice coach as Kemi. Well, she's Scottish now as well. Tally ho. You can't call her that. That should be one of the harshest things you can say to an English woman. She's a tally ho. That Pyrex joke last night was funny. We double teamed it, didn't we? We tag teamed that joke. It ended up being all right. I'll set them up if someone wants to knock them down. It'd be funny if in the House of Commons she'd always sound like Billy Connolly. Yes. That's what I wanted. That would be brilliant. Is that right, by the way? All right. What do we got? Last bit of football news. A 93-year-old Scotland superfan says she won't bother going home if the team wins the World Cup. Yeah. Look, if you're a 93-year-old, there's kind of no point buying return tickets for everything, you know what I mean? If you're a 93-year-old Scotland fan, woohoo! Well done. Take yourself straight down the old record breaker's office. Bump into Norris McWhirter and then go straight to the morgue. Moira Brown, who attended her first Scotland game 80 years ago, has followed the team to 3 World Cups. I'm not into football, but even that is throwing some shade, isn't it? 3 World Cups. Woo! Sorry, Moira. Right. I just need to have another drink, and I should say this. Due to the way this show is funded, we'll be right back after these messages. Look, kids, I'm sorry to do this, but we can't have the fan on anymore. No, I know it's hot. I know, I get it. It's just, this costs money. The electricity is expensive. It's no one's fault. I mean, it's the people who stop us getting cheap electricity's fault, but it's no one's fault in this house. And that's important to remember. I can't keep it on during this heat wave. I know, and I will say, if you do cry, try and make the tears land on your body. The evaporation will help to cool you down a bit. Sorry. If only there was a way that people could give some money via the internet to help.
Have you heard of Ko-fi.com?
Heard about it? I never shut up about it.
Yay!
And we're back, Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. So back into the news. Now we get to do even more coverage of the hot weather, which is absolutely fine. It's still 21 degrees in here, by the way. Can you guess what they've been doing for the hot weather coverage in the Daily Mail? Sorry, Daily Star. Hey, of course. They've got having a paddle. They're not, though, are they? They're not playing any sports. Having a paddle, Xanthe Perkins, Lola Yabsley, and Olivia Everett. Oh, my days. Cool off in St Ives in Cornwall. This Daily Star photographer. Hello. Can I take a picture of you for the Daily Star? But aren't you the guy who's been told to stop taking a picture of boobs? Exactly. Sorry, that's... No, come on. No, it's cheeky. But there's no need. There's no need for it, is there? No need for it. I'm such a child. Every soldier will march into Britain's next war with robots by their side, the army's top general has claimed. Oh, great. So at least we know why we'll lose. You know, at the moment, right, they think one of the key issues with wars is like, it doesn't have to be a lot of fighting. The hackers will win. Well, they will when you're stood next to your own killing machine. Just get your IP addressed and... What's this one? Meanwhile, I should have done this with a weather story. Drivers seeking to cool down by sitting in stationary cars with the air conditioning on could be fined under emission laws. So it's a standard £40 fine if caught by a police officer or an £80 fine from a civil enforcement officer. You pay extra for that? Why'd you get treated better? I suppose if you've just been stabbed, then, well, anyway. I mean, that's ridiculous, but also, well done, you bunch of idiots. So, you know, if I want to cool down now, just while you want to save the planet with your emissions, if I'm in a car and I think this car's really hot, I might just pop the aircon on and cool down. I might get an £80 fine if I'm getting a VIP treatment or just a 40 quid special from the police. I'm going to have to drive round instead then, aren't I? So I'm going to use more petrol. You've been... No, clearly I'm a fan of the air conditioning. You can rip it out of my cold, dry hand. In entertainment news, Josh Widdicombe, I'm so scared of being broke. Strictly Come Dancing host Josh Widdicombe has opened up about money worries, admitting he's scared of losing it all. Then imagine how I feel. The comedian just landed his biggest job yet. Yeah, so maybe you can shut the fuck. Right, people are having more fun in the chat. Let's end that. Let's get back in there. Let's have a look. Get some comments there. The Scottish football looked like they had hydrated on Iron Brew and Buckfast tonic wine, deep-fried Mars bars at half-time. I didn't watch the football, but I've heard of some of those things. I have, says Kermit, that very fan in my bedroom. It's about 20 years old. Do you know what? Sometimes, over a hot evening, I like to go to my bedroom with a 20-year-old fan. If you are a fan of the show, emails to me at mrstephenallen.co.uk. St. Ives, says Proper Memes. Office workers seeking to cool down by sitting in stationary cupboards. Nice. Not at Greg's. That's a shame you could park outside. Explains why Widdicombe took the Strictly job. It's not like he wanted it. I would have had it. I would have been very good. I wouldn't have been very good. I would have had it. That's such a personal grievance. Good callback from last night. Right, we've got 2 news stories left. What do we do here? 46 minutes. Christ on a bike. I better milk these. I can't because this one's not even that good. Chipnosis cured my potato addiction. All right. Good. Fair enough. She looks happy, doesn't she? Why are you bothering to wear, like, is that leopard print? If you're only eating vegetables, don't be a git about it. Is that giraffe print? And then who eats potatoes? I mean, obviously we could make an offensive joke that it loses one viewer. No, but which animals eat potatoes? No one. Do any animals eat potatoes? I think I've just learned a thing. Feels weird. Am I having a nosebleed? I've not done any learning in a while. A mum who could eat only potatoes for 4 said she would gag if she even tried to eat vegetables or fruits. Potatoes, vegetable. The 42-year-old, she aged quickly then, didn't she? I think she was 2, I suppose. Claimed the only food she could stomach since the age of 2 was the spud. Either as chips, roasted, mention crisps. There were some flipping crisps in there. Do you know what I mean? It's just not the worst addiction. I just don't give to... Why do you want a pat on the back for this one? I managed to cure my potato addiction. What? There are other people, lives ruined. Handies given round the back of places in Soho to try and fund the addiction. This woman has not been selling her ass for a bag of King Edwards, has she? Potatoes are boring and bland. What's this? Teaching assistant Rachel from Nuneaton, Warwickshire, said her food phobia began when she was a toddler. Apparently, I would spit out baby food from the jar, close my mouth and shake my head. Yeah, but they all do that. I kind of think the parents gave in too soon. Anyway, yes, what are you going to do? Well done. You had a potato addiction. It's not like you can really wear a patch for it. You can slice off a dauphinoise and just slap it on there. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't care. Proper Meme said she had a chip on her shoulder for 40 years. Huh? Should have eaten it. The hypnosis left her in tatters. Widdicombe still wears short trousers. Steve, hang on, this one looks like it's going to be a compliment. I've been looking for one. No, we'll read this one first before it disappears. Don't stop in the street, go to Tesco car park and idle. Oh, with the aircon on. Go to Tesco. My local Tesco is very cool. I've been pretending to be window shopping in the... I've got hiccups now. In the freezer section. Steve would have been much better at Strictly and looks better in a suit. Yes. I mean, today I'm not wearing a suit. I'm wearing blue roll over my manly thighs. But, I've got range. Snails eat potatoes. I flipping knew it. I give my dog frozen chips to help her cool down. She loves them. Dogs will kind of eat anything. Does she not prefer cooked chips? Cool down? Sounds like bad parenting rather than a Lone Star tick bite. Oh, does that? What? I wonder if his hubby chipped in to pay for the hypnotist. First, it was boiled potato. Then it just feels like we're heading up onto some... you read a comment, you think, we got the structure of joke. I can't wait to find out what's happening here. Vortan says, first it was boiled potato. Then it was jackets. But it was no good. I ended up on the chips with spicy seasoning. Fair enough. Lewis would be offended by a carb intake, which, if anything, supports my argument. And also, while there's nothing else going on in the news, this. Dentists perform a 5-hour procedure on a 31-stone European brown bear. Fluff. Stupid name. Underwent the treatment under general anaesthetic. Well, you would, wouldn't you? Do you want local? Well, it depends. I mean, it might rip your face off. Let's go for general. Down in Canterbury, Kent. I like this story because it's rare. Normally this time of year, the story is, a big animal in a zoo has had to cool down with a meat lollipop. By the way, meat lollipop used to be one of my usernames when I was on the internet more. But and the one time I turned it going, here we go, iced lolly made of other dead animals. No, poor thing had some dentistry work done, and we've got a flipping thing. But I also like those bare necessities. Look for those bare necessities, those simple dental bare necessities. Don't forget to do your flossing every night. I mean the bare necessities. Removing plaque with brushing ease to keep your teethy still able to bite. It's not all boob jokes. You know what I mean? That was wholesome. Kids would enjoy that. Don't show the kids the rest of the show. Half of it was about that woman's bra, but the rest of it is... why do that... It's not... Can you see my legs? What 3 words? Good point, well made. Imagine her carb on footprint. And M says spice bag. I don't remember which one that was, but I think I know. I think I know what it is. Better on the keyboard. Well done. Thank you. I'm improving. I'm not a left-handed keyboard player, but I'm getting there. Oh, he says. We've got the tech. We've got that camera's not... This one, by the way, should be being replaced soon. I complained to the manufacturers, and they are sending a new one. And this one. Hello there. Who eats potatoes? Little Steve. This one over here. That one, we've not even got around to this one yet. It was an ordinary day in the office. I was trying to write jokes about the weather. They said it was the hottest June on record. I don't know. I remember one that I dated when I was in my 20s. It was a good punchline. I used to use it when they talked about the wettest June on record. It was then a dame walked in, legs so long her cheeks were knees. I knew she was trouble from the moment she walked in. She was ginger. So I do apologise. I don't know why I went there. Yeah. I think we're about done, aren't we? We brought this in perfectly on time. Little Steve O'Allen says proper memes. So it is. And, we've got this to do as well, haven't we? Hang on. Why is that not turning? Hang on. No, I've gone past it. Hang on. Sorry. I've upset a ginger. Bear with. Blonde strawberry. Good point, well made. Let's see where you could see Steve performing. I mean, it's not many places. Not this week. But, plugs. Thursday night, tomorrow night's gig. No, it's today, isn't it? Sweet. Mercy. Tonight's gig's been cancelled. I was going to be performing in London, and they've cancelled it. Okay. But then tomorrow, 12 p.m., almost daily, live and loose, but it's going to be live, it's going to be looser as well, because it's one of them inset days, whatever they call it. I think they call them now occasional days, which is just taunting. It's a day when your kids aren't in school. Inset, I don't know what it meant. It sounded weird, like brothers and sisters, a love that dare not speak its name. But it's not that. And I think it's because these days, you can't judge cousin marriage, so you can't call them inset days. I've not looked into it, but it feels like there's some logic there. But my lad's, he's not in school tomorrow and Monday, and my missus said, do you want to put him in the other nursery? No, I'm going to have more time. So I've just seen one of the jokes in the comment. I can't read that out. Thank you. So I said, no, I'll look after him. So I'm basically, I'll be here tomorrow, but there will be no time for any prep. Sorry, he's with me until 11:30, and then I'll rush back from dropping him off at the nursery for the afternoon part that he goes into. Just the morning he can't do for the school. So yeah, imagine that. That's fun, isn't it? And then Ross on why? It's still asking myself that question. And that's it, because the missus then flies away and goes to holiday, so I'm looking after the kid. I didn't realise she's away on holiday on the day that's an occasional day, so I'm looking after him on Monday as well. Yeah, I think I've been hoodwinked. But meanwhile, I will try and plop some more stuff on substack.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. The podcast. Someone got in touch, and not one of those like spam things from India saying, let's promote your podcast. Like an actual person who I've gigged with. So someone might be helping me plug the podcast. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Because someone has had a gig cancelled tonight. Whatever you can give does help, and other stuff, because I've run out of other stuff to write there. Let's see, just wrap up what's in the thing here. We're talking about June Sarpong, aren't we? And then Joodle says blonde strawberry. She wasn't. Are you definitely thinking of a different June? I don't think can I get away with saying that one? Vortan said, I can read this one. Now I want a potato to eat. Good luck to you. Well, you can always go and sell your ass around the back of Soho, I think is why. Somehow we got there. Steve's channeling Frank Drebin. Yeah. The darkest... No, that's the one I couldn't read. Don't forget to take your corn to Ross, or you'll have nothing to exchange. That's true. Kermit said, where was I performing in Ross on Wye? I looked into it. I'm performing at the corn exchange. These people still barter with grain? I'm not sure they're going to be in to enjoy my set, but there we go. So you're up to date. Thank you very much for watching. I think have I brought this in at 58 minutes? All right. Smash the like, subscribe the thumb, flick the, I don't know, do the stuff on the YouTube. If you leave some comments after this video becomes a proper thing in the proper comment section, that's appreciated as well. It gets more people to watch these darn things. Of course, we'll do one tomorrow. I know about that. What else is there to try and plug? I'd still at some point, maybe, I mean, look, clearly not this weekend because I've got the old kiddie winks. And I will be showing them this, going, look what Dad had to do to try and save you. I bring that up an awful lot. But next week, I'm trying to get the T-shirts and mugs, the merch. We're starting with it's a day, what more do you want? And then we'll expand from there. We'll see what we can do with it. So details on that on the way. You can get involved in the Discord, do some chat there. Hi-ho Kermit says, flick the bean. Well, if that's what you're doing this weekend, it's up to you, isn't it? Whatever happens between you and the consenting other members in that car park, then whatever you get up to, enjoy yourself. But that's not what I'm doing. Oh, hang on. I've got some tweets that have come in as well. What? Wait. What's that? Joodles, I don't know why you're tweeting about knobs. I'll click on that to read more about it later. And where was the proper meme? She said you replied to one. Which is the one that you replied to? Oh, yes. What, the one about taking your bra off? Well, again, if that's what you want to do in your own spare time. Proper meme says just a bean counter. That's worse, isn't it? That's voyeurism. I forgot where we were. Click something. I don't know. Do something. It'll be very nice. Very much appreciated. I'm off to, I don't know, shower now, I guess, before I pick up the kids. Not that I need it. It's Saturday at 21. I'm a bit cold. I should put some trousers on. Till tomorrow at 12. Have yourself a good one. Bye.
Twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Huber!